Hi audiences, this is Sherry. I am the reporter from SFBayTV. As we mentioned, we will continue our blockchain series. So today we're at the Bridge Summit. We got a chance to interview Mr. Chris McCombs. So he's a very experienced investor and also enthusiastic in cryptocurrency investment. So first of all, we would like to ask him for a short introduction about himself.
Hey everybody, my name's Chris McCann. I was one of the original co-founders of Startup Digest, which sold to Techstars back in 2012. After that, I had experience in venture capital and also have had the privilege to support and back a lot of the early crypto projects in this space. So I've had a lot of experience both like advising and help with various blockchain projects in the sector.
Sure. So I'd like to ask one question maybe the audiences and those early startup investors would like to know about. What are the key attributes or characters you're looking for in terms of these early stage projects?
Yeah, so the first thing I would just keep in mind is just keep in mind the current market conditions where we are today. You know, in mid 2018, the space is a lot bigger than it was in like 2015 or 16. And there's just a lot more volume of projects and a lot more founders coming into this space. So a few things I'd look for is one, try to look for a team who has had experience doing things in this space versus like, just doing it for the first time. Two, another thing is you want to make sure generally most cryptocurrency projects are open source by nature. So you want to make sure that the developers on the teams themselves have been involved with the open source community, that their code is published on GitHub or whatever medium that they're using, and that they are more public and transparent about this stuff. And then the other third thing I generally look for is to make sure the team has a very long-term time horizon. The space is hot and there's a lot of stuff, so it's very easy to be very short-term focused, but you want to make sure that whoever is on the team really wants to build something foundational for the ecosystem going forward.
Yeah, so personally, how do you think of this technology? Because blockchain has been super popular, especially last year and then this year. And we have also going other technologies like AI and VR and AR. What do you think of the blockchain specifically compared with other technologies?
Yeah, I think in tech we're at an interesting crossroads where the mobile industry has largely played out and a lot of the economic value has already happened in the mobile space. So now the biggest question is, well, what's next? What's the next biggest technological innovation that's going to reshape people's lives? And so I think there's a lot of contenders. So I would put AI, ML, autonomous vehicles, VR, AR, and the blockchain and cryptocurrencies, and maybe a few others in that category. I think compared to any of the others, cryptocurrencies and blockchains in particular have sparked the imagination of developers and entrepreneurs, both in Silicon Valley and probably more importantly, actually worldwide. It's not really just a San Francisco phenomenon. This is a completely worldwide phenomenon. So I think it's still too early to tell which one will be the biggest thing that will affect everybody, but at least just from a market participant perspective, blockchains by far have the most excitement from the most amount of people building stuff in this space.
Yeah, cool. I have one last question. So I know that cryptocurrencies is more blockchain technology is very associated with finance industry. And as your prior investing experiences, what do you think will be the next industry that would be highly involved with blockchain technology?
Yeah, it's a good question. Right now, I sort of see the dichotomy of cryptocurrency projects falling in two buckets. So one, as you mentioned, is more of the financial one. So things that are innovating on currencies themselves, or transfer of value, or trading, or exchanges, or derivatives, and sort of that whole finance stack, if you will. While I think that is the first market that cryptocurrencies has touched, that won't be the last, nor I wouldn't also ignore that we're done with that either. The finance industry is a huge industry. So like the cryptocurrency space is still relatively small compared to the finance world. I think the second one, which a lot of people are trying to build towards, is I call it like this broad concept of like the decentralized internet. So how to use the blockchain not just for money, but how to use it for actual applications that a normal person would use. I think this space is very, very interesting, and there's a lot of stuff going on. We're still very early in it, so like there's nothing really built yet with like mass consumer scale usage yet. Like we're still relatively early proof points. But if that future plays out, I think that will be the next thing that we start to see blockchains touch, not just the financial space.
Yeah, thank you for your time and for your time here. And I think our audiences will definitely learn something from our conversation. And it's nice time to speak with you. And wish you have a good luck every day.
Okay, thank you. Bye, guys.